Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Not sure where you are, but hello. This is Draco, and this is episode 2 of mental illness, what causes it, and why. Now, to start off, there's a lot of things that cause it. It's not just parents. It could be anything in your life. It could be you're in the war. It could be anything. What has caused mine personally is I went through what I call the three triangles of abuse, which is physical, sexual, verbal, right? Three triangles of abuse. That's what I call it. I went through all three of those abuses. I was sexually abused by a babysitter that I thought it was close to me, and I did things with her that no 7-year-old should do. I was 7 at the time, and I didn't start remembering that until I was older. And then there was sexual comments from my father, and him coming up and grabbing me and everything. So there's things that that I forgot about him, and that's the key, though. Your brain. I'm not a psychiatrist by any means. I'm not a doctor by any means. I'm just a guy who's helping and telling you from what I've heard from doctors and psychiatrists myself. I've talked to them and I've researched it. Like I said, we got all kinds of search engines here. You should be able to research this stuff too. So the cause of those is a lot to do with my father and other people throughout my life who have sexually abused me. Now, he did it for people, he did it for friends, and, he didn't care. He wanted his way, he didn't care. Right? So, he would do that, and I tried to tell people, but nobody would listen. I tried to tell people on my babysitter, nobody would listen. Not one person. She disappeared. I don't know what happened. I told everybody, my mom, everybody, and she had disappeared. No charges were laid, no nothing. So, I never saw her again. I don't remember her name. I just remember, what she looks like. I remember certain little details here and there from what I can gather in my brain. But that's it. Your brain locks things out. It does. It locks it out. You don't think it does, but it does. You can ask any way you want. You can ask all kinds of doctors, like whoever. I said, and they will tell you it locks it up. And then what happens is your brain over time starts showing you things. You think they're just dreams. No, they're not just dreams. They're memories. So, don't get me wrong, some are dreams, but there's also a lot of them that are memories. Or you start saying, "Oh, well, that really happened." You don't think it did. It happened to you, right? Sexual abuse, it happened to you. You won't remember it. Some people do. Don't get me wrong. Some people remember it. Some people don't. Especially if you're really, really young, right? Certain people can't remember their childhood. So, I went through a lot of sexual abuse, and I had to deal with that growing up. So because of that result, it turned me into, you know, sleeping around as I got older. I have 3 baby moms, and just the sexual part turned into all that. I got 5 biological kids. I do have more kids that I don't like seeing the step part, but I do have. I have a wife, and she has kids, so that's added kids to me. I got more children. 5 biological because of me not being able to settle down and jump girls. I settled down because of that sexual abuse. Right? I'm settled down now, yes. I'm 45. Right? But I should have straightened my butt up a long time ago, but I didn't. I just did what I wanted to do. Sleep around, whatever. I've always gotten tested and stuff like that. So I've always taken precautions and stuff. So, because of that sexual abuse from my father, my babysitter, and other people that have probably done it to me and that I don't remember just yet. My brain's just starting to show me certain things as I get older. And then there's the physical abuse. Physical abuse, that's a pretty hard thing to deal with too, next to sexual abuse, right? That's pretty difficult to deal with, right? But like sexual abuse, you can there's ways to help cope and talk through it and try to get over things. Try. Not everybody can, but you can try. All kinds of tools out there for everybody, right? Physical abuse. I went through a lot of physical abuse. Mainly my father. To be honest with you, me and my father. That's where a lot of my abuse comes from. Is him. I hate blaming it on a parent, but it's him. And chances are he went through it, or they went through it. From what I hear, it went through the family. Right? So I'm not saying it's an excuse to what he did to me, but it's a cycle. I always keep talking about the cycle, right? How to break that cycle. But he never did. I did. My mother did. I rest her soul. There is people who can break. You know how you can. It just takes time and effort and pushing forward, right? A lot of physical abuse with him. Yep. There was one time where I was in his van and we went on the street. Back then, we didn't have the safety precautions like we have today. So I pulled on the handle and the door opened up. I had my seatbelt on. He got mad, slammed the door, and then slapped me. And I mean, I don't just mean little. No, I mean a full grown man slap. I'm sore and red and I'm crying. And 2 minutes later, we're driving up the same street and he says, "Oh, there's your mother." "There's your mother." What I just did. It'll make it worse for you next time I see you. Now, see, I'm going to talk about something quick. There's two different kinds of respect out there. Two different kinds. Probably more. But to me, there's two different kinds, right? A lot of people talk about it's not just me. There's like fear, respect, and love and respect. Now, I respected my father as a child. But I was also afraid of him. And because of that, is a lot of the abuse. So I wanted to use my dad, my father, at the time. But I was afraid of him. So I didn't love him. I had no love for him. I just respected him, but I didn't love him. I was afraid of him. See, that's fear respect. He put fear into me to respect him. That's wrong. Now, what I did with my children, my wife, and my new children, and my new family it's love, respect. I show them love by caring for them, being there for them, going to school things with them, picking them up from school, feeding them, taking care of the wife while she's sick, and taking care of the kids while the wife is sick. That's love, respect. They respect me, but they love me at the same time. They're not afraid of me. About the cycle. Anybody can. It just takes time and effort. It all depends on if you want to break the cycle. And I'm not blaming any parent or anything for them doing what they have to do. But at the same time, you should be able to try to break the cycle. Because your kids are going to grow up just like me or just like somebody else. You're not going to want them. They're going to be all mad because they grew up that way. Okay, it's not your fault. It's your fault, but it's not your fault at the same time. It's the way you were raised. It's the way everybody. Some people are raised different. Not everybody's raised the same way. Not everybody knows the same thing. Everybody's different. Right? So it's up to you. Right? Now, there's the sexual abuse, verbal abuse, or the physical abuse, and it was to the point where the physical abuse got so bad to the point where me, my cousins, and whoever we were with had to walk in a line to go to a public pool, like in a straight line, like we were in some army or something, or it's old, or it's Nazi Germany or something. Nothing against history, nothing against anything. Not using it for profit purposes, using it for my own personal example. Thank you. So we had to walk all in a straight line, right? Why? And if we got out of line, we got smacked, and I mean not just us. We all got smacked or a kick in the butt. And it wasn't a light kick either, right? So it was a lot, not just physical abuse with me. I witnessed him doing a lot of physical abuse to my cousins. And throwing them around, like he threw my cousins around, and The police got called because I tried to get involved too. He got all mad because the police got called, and then they didn't give him trouble. They gave my cousin trouble, and then they gave me trouble for getting involved. You know, we weren't allowed to play wrestle. We weren't allowed to go to the park unless he approved of it. Most of the time, we had to stay around the house. If we went to the park, he would come there every 5-10 minutes and just check on us, make sure we're still at the park and we're not getting in trouble. Um, he made me quit Army Cadets. I loved it. I was loving it in Army Cadets. Not using it for profit purposes, using it for an example. Um, I loved it, and he made me quit because I tried to tell him I had Army Cadets on Monday, and he said, "No, you don't. You're quitting. I'm not paying for that stuff. It's gonna cost me too much money, and it's free training. Everybody knows it's free training. The only thing you have to pay for is your combat uniform. You can get them used. Like, pants at the time were $15, or sorry, $20, and the jacket was like 25 or something like that. I could have gotten everything for secondhand at the barracks, at the base. That's not a problem. But I already had my combat uniform. I already had my pre-uniform. I just made private. I was so happy. I just made my first, rank, and because you start with recruit and cadet, and you make private. I loved it. I was loving it. I just found out my great grandfather was in World War II back then, and I found that out when I was in Canada. Okay, my thing was I wanted to work for our government, take out real threats in the city, or not the city, sorry, in this country. The real threats work for our government through the army. I was, wow. So he wouldn't let me return my uniform. He wouldn't let me say goodbye to anybody. I felt like I let my unit down. I let my CO down because my CO at that time took a real shine to me. He kept telling me, "You're gonna make it in there. You're gonna make it there. You got so much potential." He tell me all the time, and I felt like I disappointed everybody because like not just him. There was people telling me, that I'm gonna run this place before them, but they're even higher ranked me, and I'm moving really fast. And oh yeah, when I shot off my first 303 sniper rifle, accuracy. I had perfect accuracy when it came to a still target or a moving target. I had perfect accuracy. I wanted to. So now I'm going to talk about the verbal abuse. Verbal abuse can go away, but not always. Other stuff might be able to go away. It's not always going to go away. Verbal abuse is probably, to me, the worst one of all. It's always the worst one. You know why? It lasts longer than anything else. Other stuff, you can try to get over, and you can. It just takes time. Verbal abuse, some people can never get over it. Because they can't get over it, it's harder. So all these abuses and verbal abuse, I got a lot of screaming and yelling and over my life, like people up in my face, my father up in my face, mom's boyfriends, rest her soul, up in my face, screaming at me. There was a time where I was little, I was afraid of the dark, and all kids usually are around that age. Wasn't allowed to be. He shut the doors. Too bad. Even took my brother out, put him on the couch. Too bad. And I was crying for my mom. Says, "I'm not getting your mom. I'm not letting your mom come in and baby you." And I was probably 4 or 5, somewhere around there maybe. Right? But like I said, a lot of the stuff I blocked out, and I'm starting to remember as I get older, right? And it's a lot. It's a lot. Hopefully all these episodes you're gonna hear a lot, you're gonna see a lot. And verbal abuse, talk to someone. Email me if you have to. I know verbal abuse is hard to get over. Everybody has it. I understand that. Those are your 3 triangles of abuse. I've been through what you've been through. Chances are I've been through, or at least close enough, or somebody's been through it. Okay? Talk to your teachers if you can. Talk to your parents if you can. If you can, can't. Your guidance counselor. Talk to your friends. Fine. Take them with a grain of salt, though. Meaning, don't always like my example for that is I listened to my friends and they were bad influences. So sometimes friends can be bad influences. Not all the time, but there's a sometimes if they say, "Oh, don't listen to your parents," and don't get mad at them because they took your phone, took your tablet, took social media. Nothing against social media. There's some good information, and I'm not using it for profit purposes. I'm using it for an example. Talk to actual people. Like I said, take your friends with a grain of salt. It all depends, right? So, just my message to you is just try to push through things. I know things are hard in your life. Not everybody has an easy life. I know that. Trust me, I know that, for example. And as a result, a lot of that, I have a lot wrong with me now. It's an endless list of what's wrong with me. Because nobody broke the cycle. If somebody breaks the cycle, the abuse can stop. But it takes one person, just one person, to break that cycle. And other people fall along. I broke the cycle. My mom followed along. She's seen how I was with my kids. She apologized for everything. I apologized for everything. Both apologize for everything. Just be careful. Especially with certain things, or people you hang out with. Not everybody's going to go you in the right direction. I didn't listen to a lot of people. Excuse me. I didn't listen to a lot of people growing up. I should have. My friends, I shouldn't have really listened to. Because they put me through a lot. In the next episode, you're going to find out a lot about my friends, too. So again, 3 triangles of abuse. You got search engines. You got people to talk to out there. You can email me if you need to. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you for hours. Back and forth, don't matter. I don't want someone at my age going through all this crap. Sorry, excuse my language. This stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with every day. And I'm hoping that this video and all my future videos help you, especially help myself. I'm trying to heal myself. I'm 45 trying to heal. I don't want you at my age trying to heal. Don't try while you're younger. You ain't got a girl, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. What do I tell everybody? Never back down, never give up, right? Never back down from a challenge, never give up on yourself. Meaning, never back down from anything. Challenge gets in your way, push through it, punch it, headbutt it, kick it, smash your body through it, don't matter. Push through that challenge. Keep pushing every single day. Get up out of bed. Don't lay around, I'm depressed. Get up. You got depression? I got depression. You got anxiety? I got anxiety. You got PTSD? I got PTSD. But you know what I do? I get up every single day and I push myself. I don't let it drag me down. I'm doing these videos for a reason. And I don't give up on myself. That's the next step to that mantra. I don't give up on myself. Get up, push my challenge, and I give up and I push myself. I say, today's not the day, man. Today's not the day. Today's not the day to give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Push, 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 push. Right? So, I hope these videos get to one person, and thank you very much. Y'all have a good day, good night. Thank you for watching.